Right, so welcome back to another video on this channel. Welcome to a post-match reaction video for Chelsea 2, Burnley 0 at Stamford Bridge in Thomas Tuchel's first win as manager of Chelsea Football Club. And overall, I feel like it was a deserved result overall because if you look at the balance of play overall and you look at the stats as well, actually, I think that we were definitely the more dominant side. And yeah, Burnley actually didn't really cause us any problems. I think that they actually kept the ball quite well, defended relatively well for most of the game, but overall just couldn't really break us down, couldn't quite get that finishing edge. And yeah, they actually only had one chance in the game, and that was Mumbongo right at the end when it was kind of a poor effort, if I'm honest. And to be honest, Edouard Mendy got so bored in goal, he actually had nothing to do other than just distribute the ball from goal kicks and roll out the ball to the fullbacks. He just got bored and started trying to do fake shots around Burnley's attackers. So I think that he was so desperate to get involved in the game because he had such little to do in the game overall. But yeah, 2-0 victory, and yeah, I think that actually it was quite a good performance. I think that it probably should have been more goals, and I do think that we actually quite did create, especially in the second half. I think we created a lot of chances and just couldn't quite finish our dinner, and that was literally the story of this game overall. And yeah, Cesar Azpilicueta putting us 1-0 ahead right on the brink of half time, or a few minutes before half time. A very good finish from him. We did really well to actually break away from that counter attack because Jorginho set away Mason Mount, who had a lot of space to run forward into the Burnley half, and yeah, laid it off really well to Hudson-Odoi, who once again had a very good game. Callum Hudson-Odoi was our best player, I think, against Wolves, and has been our best player along with Mason Mount for quite some time now since this bad run did start. And yeah, did really well to hold up the ball and then obviously give it onto the overlap of Azpilicueta with a really good finish, and who played right centre back in this game. Azpilicueta, who was bombing forward. It reminded me of the times under Antonio Conte when of course he did play right centre back but still managed to get forward and still managed to contribute to goals. And yeah, a really calm finish from him, and the first goal of the Thomas Tuchel era scored by the captain. I mean, who could have written it? And yeah, for the second goal as well, I mean, late on, Marcus Alonso, what an absolutely incredible finish. And I know on Twitter there was a lot of stick towards Thomas Tuchel and a lot of controversy over why Marcus Alonso was actually starting, but I do think it was vindicated, especially with his performance. I thought he was really good today, Marcus Alonso, and his goal was just typical Marcus Alonso, if I'm honest, because he gave the ball firstly to Christian Pulisic on the wing and then made a darting run into the middle. He's almost like a striker, if I'm honest. He has like those striker instincts that most strikers even lack themselves, and it's really, really mad. But yeah, a very good first touch from Alonso on the chest, a really good second touch to lay it off for the volley, and the volley was just absolutely sensational, right into the roof of Nick Pope's net. No chance for the goalkeeper whatsoever, and yeah, that did finish off the game in some style and gave Thomas Tuchel his first win as Chelsea manager. And yeah, as I said, there was a lot of shock on social media about the lineup, and obviously none more so than Marcus Alonso's inclusion at left wing back. But I think that if we went for a four at the back, Alonso definitely wouldn't have started. I think it would have been Ben Chilwell, but I think Ben Chilwell, out of all the decent performers we did have against Wolves during midweek, I think Ben Chilwell probably was the weakest of those, and I think Chilwell actually has been quite poor in the last month or two, so I think it does make sense to drop him from the team and give him a bit of a break. But I think if we are playing three at the back, I think Alonso probably has to be the first choice option because, as I said, I think he's actually a world-class left wing back, even though he hasn't played, of course, since that 3-3 draw against West Brom with the whole controversy with the team bus at half-time and stuff like that. But yeah, overall I thought he came into the team today and he was really, really good, and one of the best players on the pitch, and scored a Marcus Alonso-esque goal that we used to see under Antonio Conte quite a bit. In terms of my man of the match, I do think that Callum Hudson-Odoi once again was very, very good in that right wing back position, and he's very hard working in that position as well. He has to do his defensive duties, even though mainly his duty is to go forward and create chances, and I think that again today he was really causing hassle for I think it was Eric Peters at left back for Burnley, and yeah, overall Hudson-Odoi did really, really well. Was unlucky not to get on the goal scoring sheet himself with the goal, obviously the shot that did hit the post after the deflection off Eric Peters, and I think it's time now that Callum Hudson-Odoi is one to go in the FPL team, because if you guys did watch the watch long that I did for this match, actually go and check out the watch long if you want. I did a watch long for this game, and yeah, thanks once again for all the support I did get in that watch long. It was absolutely brilliant, and I will be doing those for all these Chelsea games now going forward. But yeah, I think that Callum Hudson-Odoi may have to go back into the FPL team for me, because if you did watch that watch long, as I said, you will know that I did say that I don't have any Chelsea players in my FPL team and haven't done for quite a considerable amount of time now, so maybe Hudson-Odoi might have to make an inclusion in this FPL team of mine now, and yeah, who knows. But yeah, in terms of the lineup, again, I thought it was really surprising lineup overall. I think that he went with a lot of rotation. Obviously Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, those kind of players didn't play in the last game. Obviously Marcus Alonso, as I said, and yeah, it does seem like he's trying to find his best team. Obviously he doesn't know at this moment in time, and Timo Werner did start at left wing. I thought Timo Werner was okay for the entirety of the game. He had quite a few chances here and there, but I couldn't quite get into the game as much as he would have liked to. But yeah, it was kind of the same system that we did go against Wolves with, obviously the 3-4, kind of 3-4-2-1 with, as I said, Mount and Werner kind of playing as inverted wingers slash two number 10s, basically just free roam, trying to create stuff for Tammy Abraham in the game. And then of course when Pulisic came on for Tammy Tammy Abraham, it was Werner playing down the middle and Pulisic next to Mount in that kind of, as I said, double number 10 pivot role. And yeah, we are starting to see promising signs of Thomas Tuchel's system, and obviously the football he is trying to implement in our team, because as I said, once again, we saw a lot more intensity going forward, a lot more urgency. I think the transition from defence to attack in possession is a lot more smooth as well, as I said in my last video against Wolves. And yeah, I just think that I'm not going to fully judge Thomas Tuchel and this Chelsea system for at least a month, because I just feel like it's going to take a lot of time for him to implement this system fully, and we don't look as sharp, in terms of, finishing the ball into the back of the net. But I think that it will come in due time with the whole training sessions, and once we start adapting to this Thomas Tuchel system. I do think it's definitely positive signs, and I think everything Thomas Tuchel has said so far in press conferences and interviews while he's been Chelsea manager has been absolutely spot on and exactly what the fans want to hear. So yeah, definitely positive signs going forward, and hopefully now we can see more of that performances on the pitch going forward with a bit more clinical edge. And yeah, we do now have that game, of course, against Tottenham on Thursday night now, which is going to be absolutely mental. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a watch along for that game as well, so if you want to go and tune in for that one on this channel, please feel free to do so, because yeah, it would be absolutely massively appreciated by myself if we can get more viewers on the watch alongs. But yeah, it's going to be a massive game. It's going to be a really tight game between Tottenham, who of course are on the back of that loss to Liverpool and will be looking to bounce back with 3 points, and yeah, of course then Chelsea, who are, you could say, back onto confidence now. I mean, that is now 2 clean sheets in a row against Wolves and against Burnley. We haven't really been tested defensively in either of those games, and yeah, we did get our first 3 points under the Thomas Tuchel era. So yeah, confidence will be relatively high, I'd say, and I think we will obviously believe in that game. I think if we do want to win that game, it really depends on what Chelsea team turn up, because of course if you are a Chelsea fan or a fan in general, you will know that there's always 2 types of teams that show up for Chelsea. There's one that will blow teams off the park, will be absolutely sensational and just be absolutely blistering in attack, and then there's other teams that will just look void of ideas and just look just not bothered, if I'm honest. So it really will be interesting to see what Chelsea team does show up for that one. But yeah, whatever happens, it will be quite an interesting game, and when I say interesting game, we all know what the scoreline is going to be at this stage. I mean, this is not a prediction, this is more of a spoiler. It will end 0-0. We just know it will end 0-0, to be honest. But yeah, that win for Chelsea I think does move us into 7th in the Premier League, and we shouldn't be saying that as Chelsea Football Club. We shouldn't be saying that we have to move up to 7th. But overall, progress. We can't complain with 3 points whatsoever. We can't complain with a clean sheet, and yeah, overall we do move on now onto the Tottenham game, hoping to climb the table once more in that bid to obviously get back into the top 4 places, which is where we want to be by the end of the season. As hard as it is going to be, we definitely have a chance, and obviously Spurs are going to be massive rivals to us in that top 4 race. So yeah, it will be a massive game for us on Thursday night. But yeah, to conclude, very positive result, decent performance once again, I'd have to say. I think we have played well in this week, and obviously Thomas Tuchel hasn't even been at Chelsea for a week now, so I think it would be absolutely bonkers to assume that we're going to be this world-class team that just play free-flowing attacking football already. But yeah, I definitely do see positive signs from this Thomas Tuchel era so far. Hopefully we can now continue that into the near future and the long-term future as well, and hopefully make a late bid now into the top 4 race and retain Champions League football, because I can't bear the thought of playing Europa League football again, because honestly it's just so dry. I don't know how Arsenal fans do it, if I'm honest. And yeah, I think that is where we're going to end this video. I think that is everything I needed to say. So yeah, first of all, I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and also want to thank any of you guys who are watching this video who did tune into the watch along. It was absolutely mad support, and if you want to go and tune into that watch along, I will do on Thursday night against Spurs. Please feel free to do so, as I said, and yeah, leave a like on this video if you did enjoy. 20 likes as per usual would be massively appreciated by myself, and also if you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be very much appreciated, because we are closing in now on 1,300 subscribers. We are so close now, so if you do subscribe to the channel, it would cost you absolutely nothing and would very much make my day. So it is very much a win-win situation, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Chelsea get their first win of the Thomas Tuchel era against Burnley at Stamford Bridge, and yeah, see you guys in the next video. See ya.